Labubu horror story. Milan with his dog Bio. She lived in Shanghai, China. Although she was from a small village in China, after her father's death, she moved to Shanghai to earn money for her mother and sister. Milan had a very sweet personality and worked in a toy shop. She liked toys a lot, but among those toys, she liked dolls the most. Because she worked in a toy shop, she would buy her favorite dolls at discounted rates. Her home had unique dolls from different countries. One day, a limited edition Labubu doll collection arrived at her shop, where all the dolls sold out immediately. Milan had already set aside one doll for herself. The color of that Labubu doll was golden, a shade that was different from the other Labubu dolls. That doll was very beautiful, and Milan had never seen a smile as cute as Labubu's before. Milan took that Labubu doll home. She was very happy that day and kept admiring that Labubu doll. The doll's lovely blue eyes, the beautiful golden colored fur, long ears, and the cute smile with big teeth hugged that Labubu tightly. Took lots of photos and introduced it to her dog Bao as the new member of her doll family. But where Bao would wag his tail happily and run around the room upon seeing all the dolls, he started barking loudly when he saw the Labubu doll. He began to growl. Melin found this a bit strange, but she thought that Bao might be scared. So she placed the doll on her shelf and went to sleep. Melin's dog Bao, who always slept next to her, kept staring at the doll and ran out of the room. The next morning, before going to the office, Bao was barking loudly at Labubu. Just as Melin was about to leave the house, Bao grabbed her jeans and started pulling her towards the shelf. Melin scolded Bao, but he wasn't listening. In anger, Melin locked Bao in the bathroom and left for the shop. That day was her worst day at the toy store. Melin, who always spoke kindly, ended up fighting with the customer, and she didn't know why she got so angry that she yelled at him. Her boss scolded Melin a lot at that moment and fired her from the job. Melin couldn't understand how she suddenly got so angry. She went back home crying. She opened her bathroom door. And then Bao started barking loudly, but seeing Milan's crying face, he calmed down. Tears welled up in his eyes too. Min went to sleep early that night. While sleeping, she heard someone laughing. A strange laughter which she had never heard before. Then she saw someone standing in the corner of her room staring at her. Due to the darkness, she couldn't see clearly. She got up from the bed to look, but there was no one there. Only the doll was there, which Meenal put back on the shelf and went back to sleep. That night, Meenal had a dream in which she was in her room and there was something very strange looking, like an animal, with large, sharp teeth, terrifyingly long and even sharper than the teeth were its nails, and its entire body was red. It was decaying in places. Slowly, it came close to Milan and moved forward to strangle him. Meenal screamed loudly in fear, but the creature laughed even more loudly with a terrifying laugh and attacked Milan with its sharp claws. Milan's eyes opened in fear, but then she saw that the doll was sitting on top of her. Milan screamed. Hearing her scream, her dog Bao came running into the room. Milan couldn't understand how the doll, which he had placed on the shelf while sleeping, ended up on his bed. He looked closely at the doll and saw that it was now laughing more than before. Before Melin could understand anything, Melin's dog Bao grabbed the doll with his teeth and tore it to shreds. Melin was drenched in sweat and her head was pounding with pain. So she didn't say anything to Bao. Melin put the doll in the dustbin and called Bao to her side before going back to sleep. When she woke up in the morning, her head hurt even more than the previous night. Additionally, small red spots had appeared on her hands. Bao was also not in the room. She called out to Bao, but she didn't get any response. Melin went to the hole, but Bao wasn't there either. She started searching the whole house. But he was nowhere to be found. Finally, she went to her bathroom. Bao wasn't in the bathroom either, but when she looked at her face in the mirror, her entire face was covered with those small red spots. It seemed like something had bitten her. Then, in the bathroom mirror, she saw something terrifying behind her shoulder, which looked exactly like the creature from her dream, and it was laughing loudly. But as soon as Melin turned, there was no animal, but rather a tube doll placed on the bathroom shelf. Melin felt it was a trick of her eyes. That doll had been destroyed by her dog Bao, so how could that doll be there now? Instead, the smile on the doll's face had changed from a sweet smile to a very terrifying laugh. Melin was now scared and called out to Bao as she went outside the house, but he was nowhere to be found nearby. When she went back inside the house, she was shocked. The doll had now reached near the kitchen sink. The doll's hands and teeth were red. When Melin looked under the sink, her hair stood on end. There lay her dog Bao's body and blood was flowing from it. It seemed as if someone had badly mauled him. Labubu doll's brother was dead, and seeing this, Melin was in a terrible state. She understood that Labubu doll was not an ordinary doll. She started searching for information about the Labubu doll on the internet. When she read the news online, many people were seeing their Labubu dolls. There have been many cases worldwide of the Labubu doll being haunted. The Labubu doll was biting people and bad things were happening to them, like losing their job, falling ill, or the death of a close one. They had on the sun. Reading all this news, Melin became even more frightened. She realized that her Labubu doll was haunted. Without delay, she set the doll on fire, and she put its ashes in a jar and scattered them in the nearby river. That night, she told the whole story to her little sister over the phone. Melin felt that maybe now she had gotten rid of that Labubu doll. But the next morning, Melin's dead body was found at her house, and near her body was the same Labubu doll, which a friend who worked at her toy store had taken with her. Nowadays, some people on the internet are also saying that the Labubu doll is a very dangerous and evil demon, a form of Pazuzu. In many countries, Labubu has been banned due to these incidents. In many places, priests have also performed exorcisms on Labubu. Friends, what do you think? Is the Labubu doll really cursed? Is there really a demon in it? Or is it all just a rumor? Do let us know in the comments.